Welcome back. House Speaker Mike Johnson announcing plans for a short-term spending plan ahead of a potential government shutdown on Friday. Friday is the deadline, so Johnson comes out with this two-step proposal. It would fund part of the government until January 19th and the rest until February 2nd. The proposed continuing resolutions do not include funding for Ukraine or Israel. Johnson said in a statement over the weekend, the bill will stop the absurd holiday season omnibus tradition of massive loaded-up spending bills introduced right before the Christmas recess. There could be a House-wide vote on this short-term spending plan as soon as tomorrow. Joining me right now is Alabama Congressman and House Appropriations Committee member Jerry Carl. Congressman, thanks very much for being here this morning.
Good morning, Maria. Great to be with you.
So I know that one of the bills would provide funding until January 19th and include appropriations for agriculture, military construction, Veterans Affairs, energy, water, and then the second bill includes other appropriations bills to last until February 2nd. Where is funding the military, and where is the money to Israel?
Well, we already have passed to Israel, and that's gone on to the Senate. The Senate is holding a military package that we sent up about 2 months ago. They have not moved on that yet. So the Senate has got a couple of packages they can move on, and I would highly suggest that they do that. But this two-tier, we're hoping works. We've got a handful of members that, for various reasons, don't like the Israeli money mixed with Ukraine money, mixed with military funding overall. It's a little bit confusing, but with this new speaker, hopefully we can get this pushed through this week.
Well, it feels like the military spending is more important than ever, particularly as we keep getting attacked. Our troops are getting attacked overseas. The U.S. now has struck 2 facilities used by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in eastern Syria. This happened overnight, killing 6 Iranian proxy fighters. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says that the airstrikes were in response to at least 48 attacks on U.S. bases in the Middle East since October 17th. He also issued a warning from Seoul this morning, and here it is. Watch this.
These attacks must stop. And if they don't stop, then we won't hesitate to do what's necessary, again, to protect our troops.
Well, he keeps warning about protecting the troops, Congressman, and we keep getting attacked.
And I know what my biggest fear right now is our inventory of weapons. Last Friday and Thursday, I had my staff trying to figure out 155 ammo. We've got a shortage worldwide, where those plants are out, who's making them, how can we increase that production. We've got drone systems. We've sent so much to Ukraine that we've pulled our own inventory down. So we've got to be very careful here. Now with the Israelis, it just keeps piling on. So the inventory's gotten dangerous. It truly has gotten dangerous. So you'll start seeing us encouraging new companies and more companies to start making these weapons. We've really gotten down in this industry to where there's just 1 or 2 major developers and builders, and that's not it. Last night, I started getting the phone calls from my staff about these strikes that were occurring. I have not got a briefing on. We will get a briefing later today, I hope, and I'll certainly be a little more knowledgeable about it. But we've got to expect this to go on. We have to cover Israel from the north, and that's basically what we're talking about here.
I mean, Liz, the president already told the world we're out of ammunitions. We're running low on ammunition. I mean, can things get any worse in terms of our readiness now in question?
It's pretty unimpressive, I have to say, and dangerous for the United States. But, Congressman, the New York Times, at the very end of a long piece this weekend about our retaliation against all these attacks on U.S. service people, noted that we alert the Russia, ahead of these attacks, these strikes, so that they can make sure that everybody clears out. They then call Iran, make sure there's nobody in the way when we target these warehouses and so forth. Were you aware of that? And is that correct reporting as far as you're concerned? Because I don't know about you, that just shocked me.
I wouldn't really be surprised that's the truth, but nothing surprises me anymore in Washington. I do not know the inside baseball on that, although I did serve 2 years on the Armed Service Committee. I'm not aware of that happening, that protocol. Again, that may be. I can't verify it or deny it, but it sounds like something this administration would do. They won't be politically correct on as much as they can. And obviously Russia's infiltrated with Iranians, so that should tell us something about what's going on.
Well, I mean, Congressman, how did we get so low on ammunition?
Well, you know, when we put the first package together, I had to go back to my district to sell my folks on the idea of, hey, the money we're giving Israel, we're giving Ukraine is not going to Ukraine. It's going to restock our inventories. Well, this last push they made, sweeping through the offices, telling us what they needed money for, now they're saying they needed to replenish stock. I asked, well, how about the money that we did on the first package? And they said, well, that wasn't money to replenish stock. So, you know, this is typical Pentagon. They tell you one thing and do another. There's really no accountability. So we've got to get some accountability. We as the checkbook for the nation have got to know where our money's going and how it's spent. So we've got a shortage. We've got, again, I mentioned it a while ago, we've got 2 or 3 companies that make all of these weapons. They've merged and bought up, and it's really got us in a dangerous spot. We need many companies building weapons for us, especially right now with 155 rounds.
Well, I think that's why people want to know more on accounting of the money and the weaponry we're sending to Ukraine. That's why the spending packages are so important, Cheryl.
Yeah, and I wanted to pick up on that, Maria. Thank you, because Congressman Cheryl Casoni and over the weekend, GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy took a big pot shot at House Republicans, and that is you. And he said this is the same old drama, same fake shutdown. All the government employees get paid back after going on furlough. This whole thing is a farce. Cut the farce. Do the right thing. How do you handle, as a conference, the PR problem you've got right now?
Well, the term fake shutdown bothers me. The rest of it I'll agree with, but this is not a fake shutdown. We're not threatening a shutdown. We are trying our best to keep from having a shutdown. We want our military paid. We want to be able to pay our bills. We want to stand on our 2 feet. So the term fake shutdown I will not accept that.
Yeah, that's
We're
a good
working
point.
very hard. We're working very hard to get a CR put together. We need more time. We took 3 arguing over our new speaker. I think we've done an excellent job, but that's just part of the process. So if we can get this in, and we've got a handful of Republicans, we have to have some Democrats that are going to cross over and vote for us or vote with us, because we've got some Republicans that all they want to do is get on programs just like yours and start beating the drums on how bad everything is. This is America. We're strong. Don't underestimate us. This world knows to never underestimate America. So don't think a silly CR is going to keep us from defending this country.
Yeah, good. I like to hear that, Congressman. I think many people are worried about the White House, really, this insatiable appetite for spending coming out of the White House and these constant attacks on Republicans. Again, Joe Biden called Mike Johnson's plan extreme. So, you know, when you talk about all of this PR war that Cheryl mentioned, you're up against lots of propaganda, Congressman.
This country has been in much worse shape. And I'm afraid it's going to take almost a natural disaster to bring us back together. Yeah. We've got to get to a point where we can hold hands and be Americans and not Republicans, Democrats fighting over independence in between us. It just doesn't work that way. It's not a healthy way to progress through politics. So we're working through this. Please, America, don't give up on America. We're strong. And we're as strong as we feel, and I feel like Superman today. Today's a new week. It's going to be a tough week on the CR, and we're going to push right through it. If it doesn't work, we're going to sit right here in Washington. We can get it figured out.
All right, Congressman, we're going to be watching your work. Thank you for that, Jerry Carl.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Good to see you, sir. God